Hi there, Mr. Holcomb here with another episode of The Math Behind the Modules. This is lesson 14 from module 2. More on the angles of a triangle. So this exercise 1 through 4 says use the diagram below to complete those exercises 1 through 4. So here's 4 problems and it says name an exterior angle and the related remote interior angle. Okay, so before I get into that, let me just draw a triangle. And I want to explain some terms to you before I continue. If this is angle A, and this is angle B, and angle C is down here, that is a triangle ABC. Okay? An exterior angle is an angle that if you take one of the sides and extend it beyond the length of the vertex of the next point, if you will. So if I drew the side AC is right here, but if I extend side AC beyond C in a straight line, then I now have an angle here and an outside angle here. This is an interior angle and this is an exterior angle, and the two angles make a straight line, so they're supplementary, or they add up to 180 degrees. So the exterior angle here, so I would have to put another dot out here and name that D. So if it says to name an exterior angle here, my exterior angle is angle BCD. So angle BCD is exterior. Now then, when they're talking about remote interiors, think of you sitting on the couch right here at C, and the TV, or actually the TV's at C. That's my fault. So let's just say the TV's in this corner, and you are sitting here at A, and your friend is sitting over on this chair at B. Well, in order for you to turn the channel or adjust the volume, you would have to either get up and walk over to C, or you could just sit right where you are and use your remote. So if you have to use a remote, that means you are not at the location. So if this is my exterior angle, I can get to the TV. I'm standing right here. I can reach the TV, but if I'm over here or here, I would use my remote to change the channel. Think of it that way. So my two remote angles are the two angles that are not at that vertex where that straight line was extended outside. So my two remote interior angles are angle A and angle B are remote interior angles. Okay, so it's just the two angles that are not at that point where that side got extended outside. Okay, so that's a remote interior angle explanation. So number 1 says name an exterior angle and the related remote interior angle. So an exterior angle could be this side here going out to here. I am outside the triangle, but one of the sides of the triangle is a side of my angle. So this angle right here is an exterior angle, so it's labeled exterior. So that's angle ZYP. So name an exterior angle, angle ZYP. And the related remote interior angles. So the related remote interior would be angle X, or actually ZXY. I need to name it 3 letters because angle X is not clear enough, because there's 3 angles at this vertex. There's this angle here, there's the exterior angle, and there's the straight angle or the 180 degree angle that takes up the whole thing. So I had to use ZXY, or I could have named it YXZ. And another remote interior angle would be this one, which is away from Y. So that is angle YZX. Okay? Number 2 says name a second exterior angle and the related remote. So now I'm going to change colors. So now if I focus on this side and this angle here that's outside, now this is my exterior angle here. Okay. Actually, let me just use one mark there. As long as I'm using different colors, I'm not saying that that is congruent to that. Okay, my exterior angle. So the second exterior angle is angle, and I can name it QZX. I could name it QZR, or I could name it XZQ, or RZQ. But I'll just name it QZX for now. So angle QZX is my exterior angle. And the related remote interior angles are, well, it's not Z. I have to be away from Z. So my remote interior for that one is angle X, which is ZXY. So angle ZXY. And then the other remote is the one that's down here, and that is angle ZYX. Okay. Number 3 says to name a third exterior angle. So if I look at another exterior angle, I'm taking this side of the triangle and I extended the other side of the triangle beyond, forming this exterior angle, and I'm going to name it RXY. So angle RXY is my exterior angle. And then the two remote interiors would be angle Z, or XZY, angle XZY, and then the other one that's away from this angle right here is this one, so that's XYZ. Okay, so just looking at this, all I'm seeing are a lot of Q's, X's, Y's, Z's, R's, and so forth, but you really have to be able to read these. So if I look at angle XYZ, where am I talking? Well, I'm starting at X, I'm going to Y, and I'm going up to Z. And the middle letter is the vertex of our angle. So that's this location here. This has Z in the middle, so that's right there. And this has X in the middle, so that is right there. That's the easiest way to quickly identify. Number 4, show that the measure of an exterior angle is equal to the sum of the measures of the related remote interior angles. Okay, so now let me just get rid of all this mess. And what they're asking us to do is we want to prove that this angle right here, I'm just going to pick this exterior angle, I have to prove that it is equal to this angle plus this angle. And I'll give that 2 marks and this one 1. So this angle here equals that plus that is what we have to prove. Show that the measure of an exterior angle is equal to the sum of the measures of the related remote interior angle. Okay, so the first thing I would say is XYP is a straight angle. So the first thing I would say was the measure of angle XYP equals the measure of angle XYZ, this piece, XYZ, plus ZYP, plus the measure of angle ZYP. So what I'm saying is this angle right here plus this angle right here form that straight line, and we know that their sum is going to be 180 degrees. And that's the measure of angle XYP. XYP, straight line, 180 degrees. Step 1, had to say that that plus that equals 180. Okay. So now that I know that that adds up to 180, then I know that y, I can solve for angle XYZ, and angle XYZ is right here. So if I focus on this equation right here, and I want to solve for it, then the measure of angle XYZ is 180 minus ZYP. Okay, so this was just explaining that this angle here and this angle here add up to 180 degrees because it's a straight line. I also know that the sum of the interior angles of a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So now I can say the measure of angle ZXY plus XYZ plus the measure of angle YZX equals 180 degrees. Okay. So if you notice something here, we have XYZ here and we have XYZ here. So if measure of angle XYZ plus the measure of angle ZYP is 180 degrees. And I already have this here, then I can now say that, well, if this plus this is 180, and this plus these two equal 180, then these two have to equal this. Okay, so if the measure of angle ZXY, so now I can basically say that, how would I word this now? The measure of angle ZXY plus the measure of angle YZX, that's this angle here, and this angle here, those two added to this XYZ is 180, and XYZ equals 180, so these two have to equal this. So that is equal to the measure of angle ZYP. So now when I look up at the diagram, what I'm saying is the measure of angle ZYP is right here, and the measure of angle ZXY is right here, and the measure of angle YZX is right here, and we just proved that those two equal that. Okay. Example 1. Find the measure of angle X. Okay, so we know that this is an interior angle, that the exterior angle is located at this vertex. So the remote interiors are the 30-degree angle and the 14-degree angle, and we already know that the exterior angle, okay, the measure of angle X is equal to the two remote interior angles, so that'd be 14 degrees plus 30 degrees. So the measure of angle X equals 44 degrees. Okay, here's example 2. First of all, we have a triangle. We were told that this angle is 44, this angle is 32. They didn't say what this is, but we could find it because it's 180 minus these two. But that's not what they're asking. What they're asking is find the measure of angle X. Angle X is an exterior angle at vertex C, and it's an exterior angle, so I'm going to say the measure of my exterior angle equals the sum of the two remote interior angles, so they equal 44 degrees plus 32 degrees. So the measure of angle X equals 76 degrees. And I can always check this. Remember what I said, the three angles inside add up to 180. So if I take 180 minus the sum of these two, which is 76, minus 76, then I get 104 degrees. So if this is 104 degrees, and this is a straight line, 104 plus 76 equals 180. Okay, example 3. Find the measure of angle X. Okay, in this case, this is an exterior angle. They're asking for this angle measure here. So I would say, well, it's the sum of the two remote interiors, so it adds up to this and this. Okay, that is true. And I could find this angle by taking 180 minus 121 and then subtracting 21 from that. But there's an easier way. This here is a straight line. And straight lines are 180 degrees. So the sum of their parts have to be 180 degrees, and there's two angles that form that straight line. So I can simply say the measure of angle X equals 180 degrees minus the interior angle at that location, which is 121 degrees. So the measure of angle X equals 59 degrees. So this is 59 degrees. And then once I find that, 59, well, 21 plus this angle equals 59. So 59 plus 21 is 80. Or I'm sorry, 59 minus 21 is 38 degrees. And then if I take 38 plus 21 plus 121, they will add up to 180 degrees. Okay, so there's many ways to go about doing this. Example 4, find the measure of angle X. This time it's here, It's an interior angle. I have an exterior angle over here, so this is a remote interior to that angle, and this is a remote interior to that angle. So we know that the exterior angle equals the sum of the remote interior angles. The sum of the two remote interior angles. Okay, so the exterior angle is 129 degrees equals the sum of the two remote interiors. This one is 45 degrees plus x degrees. So here's an algebraic question. It's in algebraic form. We have a variable. We have an addition. We're trying to get x by itself. To solve equations, we do the inverse operation, and the inverse of positive or addition is negative or subtraction. So I'm going to subtract 45 from both sides. And that is going to give me nothing over here. 45 minus 45 is 0. 0 plus x is x. So I'm finding x, and x equals 129 minus 45, which is 9 minus 5, 12 minus 4. So x equals 84 degrees. I guess I don't want x degrees. X equals 84 degrees. Okay. Exercise 5. Now it's your turn. Find the measure of an angle x. It's right here. Present an informal argument showing that your answer is correct. Okay, so again, that is an exterior angle. A is a remote interior, B is a remote interior, so I would say the measure of angle x equals 89 degrees plus 28 degrees. So the measure of angle x equals 9 and 8 is 17, carry the 1, 8 and 2 is 10, plus 1 is 11, 117 degrees. So if I make this 117 degrees, I can check it the other way. I can take 180 degrees and subtract 117 degrees and get 63 degrees, and that is this angle here. Because this is a straight line, it's 180 degrees. 117 plus 63, and then I can take this 63 plus 28 plus 89 and add those up. 9 and 8 is 17, and 3 is 20. 2 plus 6 is 8, plus 2 is 10, plus 8 is 18, and booyah, we have 180 degrees in this inside. Okay, I know it only asked for that, but I'm just showing you another way to do it and to check it. Number 6. Find the measure of angle x. It's exterior. This is a remote interior. This is a remote interior. So x equals 59 degrees plus 52 degrees. X equals 9 plus 2 is 11. 5 plus 5 is 10 plus 1 is 11. That is 111 degrees. Okay. Number 7. Find the measure of angle x. Okay, keep doing these. Pause the video if you have to. Come back, see if you did it right. Okay, so this one's a little bit different. There's 2 ways I can do it. I know the angle measure inside the triangle here. I need to know the exterior angle measure. I know it is this angle plus this angle, but I don't know this angle, so I'd have to find that by using the triangle sum theorem, which says that all triangles angles add up to 180 degrees. But the easiest way to do this is to not even worry about exterior angles. It's talking about having a straight line with 2 angles making that straight line. So the 2 angles add up to the straight line, which is 180 degrees. So to solve this, I'd say x degrees plus 79 degrees equals 180 degrees. Notice I show my work algebraically, and I'm expecting my students to do the same. If I ask a question on a test and I ask you what x is and you just tell me the answer without showing any work, you will not get full credit. You need to learn the formulas and where they come from. The sum of exterior angles, the exterior angle equals the sum of the remote interiors, and that's what I'm doing. So when I subtract 79 from both sides, these cancel. I get x equals, and 180 minus 79 is 101 degrees. So that's this angle here. Number 8, find the measure of angle x. It is here. I know my two remotes in this case. So x equals 74 degrees plus 71 degrees. So x equals 145 degrees. Number 9, find the measure of angle x. It is an exterior angle. We know the two remote interiors in this case, so I say x equals 107 degrees plus 32 degrees. So x equals 7 and 2 is 9, 3 plus 0 is 3, and 1 plus 0 is 1. 139 degrees. And that's the answer to that one. Number 10, find the measure of the angle x. This one is inside. It's an interior angle. Present an informal argument to show that your answer is correct. So again, the exterior angle equals the sum of the two remote interior angles. So 156 degrees equals x degrees plus 81 degrees, because these two angles will give you the sum of this angle. So this is an algebraic expression or equation. I need to get this over here. The opposite of plus 81 is minus 81, or the inverse. So I subtract 81 from both sides. These cancel, and I get x equals 5, and 15 minus 8 is 7, 75 degrees. It says present an informal argument to show your answer is correct. Okay, well, again, I know that the sum of the interior angles of a triangle are 180 degrees, so I can check it by saying 180 degrees equals 81 degrees plus 75 degrees plus the measure of angle A. Or I shouldn't call it A, because there's more than just a letter there, because there's more than one angle there. So 81 degrees plus 75 degrees plus the measure of angle CAB. That's better. So then when I solve this, I get 180 degrees equals 5 plus 1 is 6, 8 plus 7 is 15, plus the measure of angle CAB. And then I want to get this by itself. I'm trying to find the measure of this angle, so I'm going to subtract 156 degrees from both sides. And when I do that, I get the measure of angle CAB equals 10 minus 6 is 4, 7 minus 5 is 2. So this is 24 degrees. And I know this is a straight line, and then I check, is 156 plus 24 180? And yes, it is. So that's an informal argument showing that that's true. Okay, that is the end of lesson 14. Review the lesson summary and go do your problem set.